lot of people, a lot of analysts have said the MVP race is between two people, James Harden and Giannis. However, there's one candidate who I think isn't being talked about enough, and it's Paul George from the Oklahoma City Thunder. In this video, we'll be talking about how Paul George's stellar play so far has led the Thunder to a 9-1 record over their last 10 games, and overall a third seed in the Western Conference. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's jump into the video. Over the summer, a lot of people thought that Paul George was going to sign with the Lakers after an up and down season with Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder. But, to a lot of people's shock, he signed a $137 million contract extension with the Oklahoma City Thunder. A lot of people thought he signed the extension for money and that he didn't want to win because he was playing with Russell Westbrook. And at the beginning of the season, those critics looked like they were right. By the end of November, the Thunder just didn't look like themselves. They were struggling with a 12-7 record, and they were failing to meet expectations. However, fast forward to February, and the Thunder are rolling. They have a record of 36-19, and over their last 10 games, they're 9-1. Paul George has been playing the best basketball of his career. On the season, George is averaging 28.3 points, 7.9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.3 steals, 3.8 3-pointers made, all on 45% shooting from the field, 40.8% shooting from the 3-point line, and 83.6% from the free throw line. And in the month of February, he's been even better. He's averaging 38.2 points per game, 7 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 2.2 steals, 5.5 3-pointers made, all on 46.4% from the field, 44.5% from 3, and 88.1% from the free throw line. And it's not just his offense that makes him so great, it's his defense as well. Night in and night out, George is assigned to the toughest defensive cover on the opposing team, and he does a pretty good job of it. In fact, he's done such a good job on that end of the floor that ESPN has named him their Defensive Player of the Year in their midseason awards. And the numbers don't lie either. He leads the league in steals, he's 4th in defensive win shares, he's tied for 2nd in steal percentage, and he's 9th in the league in defensive rating. The Thunder have the 3rd best defensive rating in the league and lead the league in steals, thanks in big part to George's play. So now let's look at criteria for MVPs and see if Paul George checks it off. Is he playing like the best player on the Thunder? Yes, he is. Is he a top 10 player in the league? I believe so. There's not a lot of players who can defend and score the ball like he can. Is his team a top 4 team in their respective conference? Yes, and Paul George is one of the biggest reasons why the Thunder are the 3rd seed. Does he have the right narrative? Yes, Paul George does have the right narrative. At the beginning of the season, the Thunder had to overcome their 0-4 start, and Paul George also had to overcome the controversy that he signed his contract for money and that he didn't want to win. So my question to you is, why isn't he a top 3 candidate in a lot of people's MVP race? He's one of the top scorers in the league. He's one of the top defenders in his position. He's a decent rebounder for his position, and he's one of the best 3-point shooters for his position. And still, people want to count him out of the MVP race. People want to say it's just Harden and Giannis. Comparing Harden and George, yes, you can say that Harden is the better all-around scorer. But you can easily say that George is the better defender. You could argue that he's the better 3-point shooter, and he has his team in a better position in terms of standings. And when you compare him to Giannis, you could say that Giannis is a better defender, but I think it's debatable. And also, George is the better all-around scorer. George and the Thunder have also beaten Giannis and the Bucks in the 2 meetings that they had this season. Paul George is playing like an all-NBA first-team caliber player and an all-defensive first-team caliber player as well. He's also 1st or 2nd in Defensive Player of the Year voting, depending on where you put Rudy Gobert. Let me reiterate, he's one of the best scorers in the league, he's 4th in scoring. He's one of the best defenders in the league, he's 1st in steals. He's one of the best shooters in the game, he's 3rd in 3-pointers made this season. He's leading his team to the 3rd seed in the West after a shaky start, he's one of the biggest threats to the Warriors dynasty, and he's playing like an all-NBA player and an all-defensive player. And yet, some people still don't have him in the top 3 of MVP voting. It's time we give him the respect he deserves. He's easily a top 3 MVP candidate, especially after that performance he put on against the Rockets last night. This isn't just any regular season for Paul George. This is the best basketball he's been playing in his whole career. This is the arrival of the real PG-13. I'd like to thank you if you're still here at the end of the video. I appreciate all your support. Don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and comment down below what your MVP ladder is looking like right now. Thanks for watching again, and as always, have a good one.